I have some very bad news if you are interested in starting your own business. I was watching a video the other day that was claiming they had the 5 secrets for starting and growing a successful company. And they almost guaranteed that if you listen to their techniques and things like that, it would be an easy process to start and grow your business. The bad news is that is completely unrealistic. If you want to start your own business, I'm going to tell you the truth of what it's like to actually start your own business. Anyone can start a business. That's really not hard. Getting your LLC filed and maybe having a business idea isn't that hard. The hard part is actually growing the business and have it become successful. There's nothing easy about that process. Now, there are ways that you can make it easier, but you are still going to be spending a lot of time, a lot of effort, tons of energy, and a lot of sacrifice in order to have a successful business. I would just watch out for any of those TikToks or Instagram Reels or anything like that that are promoting an easy way to make money through, which eventually becomes some sort of course or some sort of mastermind or something along those lines where they're just trying to sell you the easy way to make money. There's no easy way to have a business be as successful as possible. You have to remember, when you're starting that business, you have all of this energy when you first start, all the excitement, like, oh my gosh, I'm starting my own business. I'm going to be my own boss. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to be able to do whatever I want. And the problem is, when you start your own business, you are your own boss. Unfortunately, you have clients. Now, when you have clients, they become your boss. So you have to start making decisions based on what your new bosses want. You have to make decisions on what your hours are going to be, how many days of the week you're going to work. And in the beginning, you're going to have to work 7 days a week. You're going to be working more hours than you're working at your current job. In order to build up that client base and become successful, you have to put in the hours. There's just no business that you're going to be starting where you're only going to be working 40 hours a week and then have this expectation that you're going to be able to grow this massive company and become super successful. Look at any successful entrepreneur, any successful company. Not one of them is going to say, yeah, I just did it as a part-time job forever. And now I make more money than I did as what I was doing before in my previous occupation. The people that do tell you that are usually the ones that are either lying, which they almost always are, or inflating or deflating the amount of hours that they actually had to put in order to grow that business. Now, again, there are ways that you can make things easier or maybe do things the right way to save you time. That way you're not wasting your time trying to grow a business in the incorrect way. But the notion of being able to build a business and that it's going to be easier than what you're doing now just isn't true. When I started my first company, when I quit my job, I was spending upwards of 80 hours a week, sometimes more than that, for almost 3 years before I really started seeing a return on that investment. If I had the knowledge that I have now in order to start that business, I could have saved a year or two of all the struggle and figuring things out and not making the same mistakes. But if you don't have those types of people in your life or courses in your life that can kind of point you in the right direction of what to do, you are going to waste a lot of time making those same mistakes, losing a lot of time and a lot of money while you're trying to grow your business. I hate the get rich quick mentality of a lot of these influencers that say all you have to do is listen to their course, get in their mastermind, do this and that, and problem solved. You don't have to do anything else. There is so much of a grind that goes into building a business. This is why I really don't believe everyone can do it. You have to be able to put in the hours. You have to be able to make those sacrifices of not going out with your friends on the weekends, going on certain vacations with family. There's activities you're going to miss. Maybe there's going to be some sporting activities that you miss because you have to take care of that one client. So many things that go into making a successful business that I don't think most people are willing to make. And that's fine. There's plenty of people that live happy, content lives, successful lives that don't start a business. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you are interested in actually starting your own business, being able to grow it, I'm going to be the one who's going to tell you that it's going to be really hard. It's going to be a grind, and and it's gonna take time. There's nothing quick about building a business. There really, really isn't. Of course, now I have to get the part where I say that I do have a course. Yes, I have a course, but mine's a no-nonsense course that's not going to make light of the difficulty it is in order to build a business. It has all the information that you're going to need in order to help lessen the amount of time that it's going to take to grow your business, but you still have to put the work in. There's no course in the world that once you buy it, problem solved, business is going to skyrocket. You don't have to do anything else. The course that we have breaks down every single aspect of business. That way you don't have to make the same mistakes that I did when I built my first business. I mean, we're talking about how to set up your LLC. We're talking about how to set up a website, how to even name your company, how to set up Google My Business. Well, how does SEO work? There are so many different things that are related to business that we can give you those tools and that knowledge of how to do it. But in the end, you are going to be the one that has to do it. And if you're not willing to take it in, learn from it, and apply the things that you learn from our course, you're never going to be successful with any course. We have priced our course in such a manner that it's not going to be a hardship in order for you to get the course. I've seen courses that are $5,000 to $10,000. Ours is a fraction of that, with all the same knowledge and all the same insight that you need in order to grow your business. But then again, it all comes down to what you are willing to do, how much sacrifice and how much energy you're willing to put into that business. I can't make you do it, only you can make you do it. And so that's what I always say. The only person that is stopping you from having a successful business is yourself. Once you understand that and you know that you have to make these types of sacrifices, you are in a great place in order to build that business. We just lay out a lot of the tools and a lot of the knowledge that you need in order to become more successful more quickly. But when I say more quickly, I'm not saying it's going to be, in a month or two, you're going to be making enough money to be able to, quit your job, or you're going to be making 6 figures in a month. There's just the tools that we have, and then you have to use those and you have to put the time and effort in order to grow your business. Now, if you're the kind of person who's not interested in that, totally fine, not a problem. Like I said, we do have the tools that you need in order to be successful. There's no reason to pay someone to set up your LLC. There's one that I saw that was $500 to set up an LLC. I have a video that shows you how to do it. It takes about 3 to 5 minutes. So it's these types of small things that people waste their time and money on when they're building their business that they could be using towards the marketing or tools for their trade or whatever your business is going to be. Put your money into the right place. That's what our course does. Our course has everything lined out so you can do it yourself. If you're not capable of starting or creating your own LLC in your state, it should be a giant red flag that you're not going to be able to solve a lot of the other problems and a lot of the other issues that are most definitely going to arise when you are building a business. So go check it out. Check out the link in the description below. We are here to help people that are actually interested in starting a business and are completely aware of the sacrifices and the amount of time and energy it's going to take to build that business. If you're interested, click on the link below. We would love to help you out and work with you, but I'm not going to be the one who's going to stand here and just tell you, oh yeah, it's really easy, because bad news, it's not easy. It's really hard, but if you have that kind of determination, you are the type of person that we are looking for and we built this program for. So go check it out, unsexybusinessmen.com, and let's get you on your journey to building a successful business.